We are
Two girls.
on a fast track. Well, hello everyone. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Marie. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's Monday, March 13, and we're recording episode 13.
Oh, yay. Okay. It was just daylight savings time.
Yes,
Did you notice a difference?
a little,
Oh,
a
I
little, and actually
struggled.
it was more this morning than
Me
the actual.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. Me too. Me too. I dragged myself out of bed this morning.
I had an early regional meeting with BNI, and when I usually wake up by myself
Yeah.
before the alarm, and then the alarm went off at 6, and I said, "Already?
What?
Oh yeah, it's the time change. I'm almost up." But you know what? A nice cup of coffee, and
Yes.
I was ready to go, and I started my day like usual. And
Yeah.
we have to get through it, so
We
I'm not going
do.
to complain. And how are you
That's right.
doing besides that?
What's that?
How are you doing besides
Very
that?
good, very good. You know, I attended with a group. It was a girls' night out on Saturday. We
Nice.
attended the Sudbury Women's Center Strength in Sisterhood Gala. And
Oh,
you know, when everything is just perfect, you got great people at your table. The music is all, you know, all about music. The music is awesome. The food is fantastic. The company is wonderful. Like we danced all night. We had so much fun and like take your shoes off and dance, that kind of fun,
oh
right?
my
We
God, that
had
brings
a
back memory.
blast. We
Yeah,
had a blast. It was amazing. So had a great weekend. How
and
about
we
you?
need that. And going
You?
back to our, what do you do with your free time,
Yes.
and what to, do what you love, do what you like. I mean, that's a very good example. But today,
Spend it with people you love.
yes, especially with people you love. But today we have a hard topic to talk about.
We
It's a little
do.
bit hard.
Yeah, it
No,
is. For us women,
delegation.
it's hard.
It's hard to delegate,
Yeah.
especially when you're self-employed. Or solopreneur. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
by myself, and for now, I'm okay.
Hmm.
But at some point, I'm gonna need to find help,
Hmm.
even if it's only for my social media. You
Yes.
know how much time we spend on
Yeah.
posting and creating content. I love it, but it's
Yes.
not something that I like to spend time on,
Yeah.
and maybe I don't do it as well as it should be done because it's not me. It's not something that I was, I didn't have any courses on how to do that. I go with the flow and with my feelings. What is the worst part for you that you wish you would delegate right now?
Housekeeping.
You don't
I didn't even hesitate on that, did I?
you
Housekeeping.
did
That's
not, did
totally
not.
my delegation right
And
there.
and and talking about, delegation, I mean, at some point you have to do it. And of course, I found an article, and it's on the Harvard Business Review online. I'll share the link, obviously, but and that's exactly what they say. It's one of the most difficult transition for leader to make is the shift from doing to leading
Yeah.
at some point, especially if you're a new manager, if you work for somebody else or if you work for yourself and it's brand new, you can get away with holding on to work. That's for
Mhm.
sure when you start. Peers and bosses may even admire your willingness to keep rolling up your sleeve to execute tactical assignment. But as your responsibilities become more complex, the difference between an effective leader and supersized individual contributor with a leader is painfully evident. So at some point, you're going to need to start delegates. What does it bring into your mind when we talk about delegation, Lynn?
I myself, for myself, I see delegation as huge. And, you know, as our kids got older, I started delegating a little bit more responsibility to them. And that took the weight off of me while still allowing them to learn responsibility. And I think when you bring that into your business, you give other people space to grow. Delegation is not selfish. It's actually helping other people to grow. And like I joked about housekeeping, that's giving somebody else a job. And that's
Totally.
allowing someone else's business to grow. If I'm doing that, if I send out my income tax, for instance, I'm helping that accountant, I'm helping that bookkeeper, I'm helping that person grow. When I delegate to my kids, I am allowing them the opportunity to learn something. They may not want to do it, doesn't matter. It's skills that they need to function in life. So when I coach leaders, I talk to them about taking that time to delegate for the opportunity of growth.
Exactly. And when you talk about giving a task to your child, for example,
Yep.
they might see it as a punishment, but
Yes.
later in life,
Yes.
they're probably going to say, "Oh, my mom learned me how to do that, taught me
Yes.
how to do that."
Yes.
And this is something my mom was a single mom, and she taught me a lot, tons of stuff. And I'm 52 right now, and I still use that phrase. My mom taught me how to do that.
Yes. Yes. It's
And I will
amazing.
always use that phrase because, yeah, it was not easy for her. And I decided to roll up my sleeve and I took some responsibility at a very young age.
Yeah.
But it made me who I am today. I'm not the type of person that will sit and do nothing and expect and wait for something to arrive. I'm gonna make stuff happen because of that young age responsibility that I had.
Well, and I think that, Marie, you and I have talked about this before. It is so much easier a lot of times to do it ourselves,
Yes.
right? It's so much easier. I can say, you know what? It's much easier doing it myself. It actually takes a little more work to delegate, which is why I think most women don't want to do it because it's
Yeah.
just easier to do it myself. And while there are times where I agree with that and you just go, you do what you have to do, um, when you catch yourself, it's a challenge here for our listeners and for our viewers. I challenge you when you catch yourself saying it's easier to do it myself, I want you to think, who could learn from this task? Who could learn from this task? If nobody could learn from this task, then you know what? Go for it. Do it
Yeah.
yourself. But I suspect there's going to be a few people who could learn from this task and then not only that, who might be able to help you in your day because asking for help is not selfish.
No, of course not.
It's reaching out. And what I realize is, especially with people I coach and with people I work with, and I learned this the hard way as well, that when we do everything ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for burnout.
Exactly. And it did happen to me. My previous job as an employee, I was like doing four jobs.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was not able to finish most of the time what I started in one department in the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah. It's too
Uh,
much.
I mean, at some point, you have to have somebody. And you were talking about doing your taxes. It's really easy. It's not a big a deal or a big job to do. But if you did not have all the information on how to have credit here and credit there, and an accountant or a CPA or a bookkeeper, that's what they do
Mhm.
every single day of their lives.
Yeah.
It's going to be very quick. It's going to take them less time to do your taxes than you
Yes.
do your
Yes.
own taxes. This is
Which
one
brings,
example out of many.
and that brings me to another point. What is your time worth?
Yes.
What is your time worth? My time is not worth housekeeping. That's not what I do. If I had a business in housekeeping, then that would be time well spent. But I don't have a business in housekeeping. And so if I'm going to spend 2 or 3 hours a week on housekeeping, then guess what? That's 2 to 3 hours a week I'm not spending on my business.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know people who get food delivered, like
Yeah.
good quality food delivered, because cooking is for them not a great use of their time. Or they get lawn care or care around the house
Yeah.
because it's not time well spent for them, and they get to spend that time doing the things that matter for them. So delegation is a skill that is a very important one to learn for sustainability
Oh,
and
totally.
growth.
And it's the end game. It's the big picture.
Yes.
We have to not focus on execution that will hold us back from the big picture.
Execution?
Yes,
Execution. Got it.
execution. Yes.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
let a focus on execution. Execution. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Execution. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was reading my notes, so I was not sure if I was saying that correctly. You know me
Yeah.
and my English, right? So, but I mean, you have to see the big picture at some
It's the
point.
big
I
picture.
do, I do a small task for my accountant. I just, give him a nice spreadsheet of my expense and my income.
Yeah.
But that's it. He
Yes.
he he does the
Takes
rest
care
of
of the
the
rest
job.
because he knows what to do.
He knows what to do with it.
Yep.
And I don't see myself either on the government website. Okay, where do I have to put this number? Where do I have to? It's
Mm.
gonna take me, and I'm gonna have a headache after
Yeah.
that. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, if
That's for
that's
sure.
something you love to do, then have at her. I mean, that sometimes, and I know people who really enjoy housekeeping,
Yeah.
and it's not their business, but they enjoy housekeeping. Guess what? Do it. That's
Yes.
fantastic, right? Delegating can be jobs that, that we just don't find are contributing to our growth, our goals, and how we move, how we progress.
Or that they're not productive. I mean, I like when I love to cook, and I
Yes.
cook with my husband. We
Yes.
are together. I'm at the counter, he's at the stove, and I tell him what to do. So this
Yes.
is funny. Oh yeah, okay, put that much salt and
And
this
he
and
listens.
but this is an activity we enjoy to do,
Yeah.
and we spend so much time working on our businesses, and we work together in our business
Yeah.
together. But we're working. We're not like spending time shoulder to shoulder when we prepare supper, for example. We're together in the kitchen, and it gives us the opportunity to talk and blah blah blah, what happened,
Nice.
this and that. And this is amazing. I think delegation is something that we should learn and uh, put some ideas on a paper and say, what do I like to do and what I don't like to do. Like for you,
I
you
love that.
yeah,
That is so good. When just like we put on our to-do list,
exactly.
consider having a to-don't list.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Totally, totally, to don't list, because I mean I have to go and do the grocery. That's my task. Ben doesn't drive, so that's my part. He does other stuff in the house. Sometimes when I go to do all the errands, he's cleaning the house. So
Mhm,
you know
mhm.
we are all have all it set up.
That's
But at
right.
some point, if there's me, it's more the paperwork.
Yeah.
I'm a mess with my papers.
Yes.
So paperwork, this is and posting on social media. I don't have any, I'm not every day or every week. And sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. So that was something that I could easily delegate at some point.
Nice. Yeah. Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
totally, totally. And what would you say as an incentive? What would you think that would be a great incentive to delegate?
An incentive to delegate? Well, if you're the type of person who cares about the growth of other people, I would say you're giving them an opportunity. I
Yes.
learned that in Toastmasters way back because the same people would do the same roles, right? You'd always have the people volunteering for different roles. And we had a leader that came in and said, it's great that you're doing that. It's great that you're, volunteering, but you're not allowing someone else the opportunity
Yeah.
when you do that. And, there have been a few times that I've purposely stepped back from things because I thought, first of all, I don't want to do this again. I already know how to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to bring as much value to it, but I know how to do it. If I had to, I would. But I also thought, no, it's time for other people to step up, right? And to be able to learn that side of it. And when I took a step back, it really made a difference because I got to see a different type of leadership, and
Yeah.
I was able to see, and I was able to grow as a result too.
Yeah.
I was able to mentor and coach, which is a different role than when you're actually in it. So I would say an incentive is allowing people to grow, allowing businesses to grow because you're supporting their business, allowing somebody to grow as a leader. That's a big reward for me.
Totally. And it's the same thing in BNI. That's why we only have 1 year mandate as
Yes.
a leadership team
And
or even
leadership. Yep.
mentor, coordinator,
Mm.
visitor. Me, I love to be a visitor host. I would be a visitor host for the rest of my days.
Yes.
But if I'm there all the time, we
Mhm.
might miss an opportunity to put somebody else there that
Yes.
would also have great skills to welcome our visitors and our
So
members.
true.
So that is the best incentive ever.
And what's your incentive? What would you
Uh,
say?
for me, my incentive is to get more time for me.
Oh, love it.
I mean, we have two businesses. Well, Ben has his own, I have my own, and we have one together.
Mhm.
And it takes a lot of time. So for me, and I don't feel selfish about saying that, that would be my incentive is to have a little bit more time for myself, me time, my me time.
I
Because I
love
do
that.
take some time to spend with my husband, obviously. For me, not being stuck on okay content creation I would totally do something else. Like maybe I don't know, stay in the backyard in the summer. I love to be outside in the summer and stuff like that. So, but okay, it's I could take my laptop outside but no, I want to have my head clear of that task. So this is my next step to delegate that task. That's
I
totally
love
next.
that. And
Totally.
don't isn't BNI just incredible for delegating because you have people who own businesses in the areas of housekeeping, accounting,
Yes.
landscaping, construction, general handiwork. I mean, those are the types of businesses that we could really support if
Yes,
those are
totally. And even marketing. I mean, content creation,
yes,
website.
yes,
We even started to have in our region. I don't know if you guys have a couple of members that does copywriting
yes,
that can
yes,
totally help. And that
yes,
gave me an idea to publish a book at some point. So this is my next big intention that
yes.
I said I don't know what it's gonna talk about yet, but yes, I want to write a book. It can be
There.
fiction, it can be, I don't know, I don't know. It's gonna be something. I want to write a book.
Course you will. Of course you will. So delegation is where it's at. Figure out your to-do list. You're already good at your to-do list.
Yeah,
Now have a to-don't list. Those
exactly.
activities that you're no longer going to do.
Yes. And then I assume you have a quote for
I
us.
have a quote. I have a quote, and I think we touched upon it already.
Okay.
Deciding what to do, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do.
Look at that.
Let me
Yeah.
hear that. You will hear that again. Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. And that's Jessica Jackley, who's an executive, and she, said that. And I couldn't agree more. That to don't list has been a game changer for me. And I really, really know now what it is that I need to spend my time on and what is just an energy sucker for me that I
Yeah.
don't want to spend my time on. So that is our quote for the day.
That's an awesome quote. And you know what? I'll start a not to do and a don't do list. Definitely
Don't
I
do.
will.
Very
And
good.
just before we talk about our next topic, we are looking forward for some comments,
Yes.
tips and tricks from your own. What do you do and what made you decide to delegate? Why not? And you have to subscribe and click the bell for notification to not miss
Notifications.
any episodes. So episode 14 will be about planning your goals, specific on planning your goals. I know we talked about planning time, the 90-day game plan and stuff like that, but we're going to go into specifics on how to plan your goal and think about it right now because we're going to have some questions for you.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay, guys.
So
Thank
good
you
to
for
see you.
watching. Lynn, thank you so much.
Thank you. And remember, we want your comments.
Yes, we do. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.
Everyone.
We are
Two girls
on a fast track.